Hi, I'm Bethany Farmer, and you're listening to The Spectrum with William S. Tribell.
Welcome to Spectrum with your host, William S. Tribell.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Spectrum. I'm William S. Tribell, and tonight my guest is the baddest chick I know, Regional Golden Gloves Champion Bethany, the Librarian Farmer.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. That was a mouthful. That was hard for me to say because titles and whatnot, and I'm just glad you have no letters after your name.
Well, I am working on some letters, so
I know.
I'm going to try and add those soon.
I know. No, see, then I'll have to write it down if we ever do this again. I'll have to have it
Well,
in
that's
front
my
of
goal,
me.
is to have at least 6 letters just to throw you off.
Right? So everybody off. The letters are rough, man.
Yeah.
So we are going to be talking boxing, and we entered the show today with Fight Night, Migos. I thought that was very fitting.
Fight night what?
By the Migos, Fight Night.
Oh.
Yeah. Let's talk boxing. Let's explain to those out there listening that don't know what we're talking about, what it
Well,
is
it's
you're
simple.
doing.
Boxing is just punching people.
right? Just get in
You
the
just
ring
get up
and hit.
there and punch. I usually close my eyes and just pray something lands.
Is that like that's a percentage, isn't it? Really? Be true. A little behind the scenes.
Um, oh no, yeah, that's how I fight. I think of myself as Scotty from The Sandlot, where he just closed his eyes and said, "Please catch the ball, please catch the ball." That's
Right.
me every time I get in the ring.
Right on, but you get in the ring, and I've seen you fight. I'm impressed. I'm impressed by anybody who does that. You know what I mean? Your moniker, as it were, the librarian, that is because you are a librarian in
That is
trade,
correct.
right? Yeah.
Yes.
See, that's such a
In my day job, I
juxtaposition.
shush people, and
Yes,
then I
yes.
get in the ring and I try and silence them permanently. So it works perfectly.
So it's a thing for you. See, librarians, people don't know this, but librarians, to me, they're like, in a sense, like nuns. And I don't know much about nuns. I wasn't Catholic. I didn't go to a Catholic school or anything, but we've all seen the movies, The Ruler, The Snap. And, I was a weird kid and a deviant at the same time, and I would skip school and go to the library. And read books and, do things at the library. And that's so weird, right? To skip school to go to the library. But the librarians, they are no nonsense.
That is correct.
Yeah, no, you're some tough chicks and dudes now, I guess. And well, dude, librarian, yeah, that's not one we had to change.
Right. That is correct. So
Well,
often you will hear a guy-brarian if it's
will
a male
you? Will
librarian.
you really?
Yeah.
That's
hmm
pretty cool. No, and of course that comes up. I'm not used to talking to librarians, and
No, I thought
actor.
you escaped school to go to the library. You didn't talk to the librarians?
Well, you talk to the librarian, but in that librarian, there's a protocol how that works, right?
I guess. I
I
mean,
always
I'm
thought
assuming
so.
you're talking about a school library, and I've never been in a school library, to be honest.
No, no, I would go to the local library and
No.
and read, and just it was a nice, quiet, chill place. And school's hectic and annoying, and I just like the library. But you just mentioned that you never did school library. You were homeschooled, right?
That is correct.
Yes. Yeah, see, you're just a very interesting person, and everybody's going to see this, but we got to be talking some fighting, right? Like how
Okay.
how did that even start for you?
Um, I mean, people ask what got me into it, and honestly, I just like punching people. I don't really have a cool story. Um, I did Kung Fu for about 14 years, and I guess I just wanted something a little more competitive. So the same aspect of Kung Fu in that it's aggressive and um, all those other words you could think of that I can't think of right now.
Adjectives,
But
yeah, yeah.
adjectives, yes. I'm at a loss for adjectives. But I just wanted to take it and do something more competitive with it because I like winning things.
Right on. So basically,
mm,
you have a violent streak that you exercise.
I wouldn't necessarily say I have a violent streak. I have
No?
never been in a
Okay.
fight outside of the ring.
Okay.
Um, I wouldn't call myself violent. Aggressive, maybe, but that's
Right.
different.
So it's a vent.
Yeah.
Okay. Very
No,
cool.
the other day I was having a really bad day. Like I was just really stressed out about all of the things life throws at you. And I
Yeah.
went to the gym and I was sparring and 2 minutes, well, much less than 2 minutes, 2 seconds into sparring into the ring, and everything goes out of your head, and it's only you and your opponent, and you're just working. And we weren't even throwing that hard, so it's not like it's a life or death thing. It's just nothing else matters in that moment.
Dig it. Right on. And that's a healthy way to find that. Absolutely. And on that note, let's take a break because, of course, we want to talk about that and all the positive aspects of what it is you're doing and the gym you fight with and all that stuff. So let's hear some music and we'll be right back.
Cool.
Welcome back to Spectrum. If you're just joining me tonight, my guest is Regional Golden Gloves Champion Bethany, the Librarian farmer. And we just heard, sticking to theme, we just heard Sweet Science by Charlie Tuna. Yeah, see, I put a little thought into this. We've got boxing music, right on. Yeah.
Hope you have the Rocky theme song at some point.
You know, I had that whole list, and you're not going to hear "Mama Said Knock You Out," folks. No Hurricane by Bob Dylan. I cut the obvious. I tried to get a little creative here. I put a little effort to this, man. Yeah,
that's such a great song, though. That's sad.
I know, but we all, you know. Anyway. Before the break, we were discussing what you do and why you do it, and I want to talk about your gym, Fist of Fire, and charity, and not charity, but the civic and social impact of what you participate in.
Well, I box, like you said, out of Fist of Fire with Owen Beck, and his real goal is to help kids out here that don't have a whole lot of opportunities. So helping get youth off the streets and into the gym. And like you were saying, it is a healthy way, boxing is a healthy way to cope with a lot of issues. Instead of punching the kid that's bullying you at school or whatever, you can come in and punch a punching bag or have a controlled fight in the ring. So it's a good way to get out aggression. And there's also opportunities with boxing. One of our boxers recently got a scholarship to go to UK. You can obviously fight professionally. Like, there's different ways you can use boxing to help you in your life journey. So really, Owen Beck is out here doing a great job with Fist of Fire in getting kids off the streets and giving them opportunities to channel their aggression, to to do something with their lives that they may not have had the opportunity to do before.
Right on. And it gives, I guess, self-control, things like that, all those things that
exactly.
we need to learn as kids.
And I was telling somebody the other day, like, I have never been in a fight outside the ring, but I think that knowing that I can fight has helped me in that regard, because for one thing, I don't really care what people say about me because I know I'm awesome, so I don't have to worry if you're talking trash. It doesn't bother me. I know I can beat you up.
Right?
And I know I'm cool. So, like, you're not worth my time if you're over there talking trash.
I dig it.
So I feel like it helps. It helps with self-control. It helps with confidence. It helps with all those things.
And plus, in our world and the changing times, you're a girl.
I am. I noticed that too.
Yeah, you're a girl, and that is cool, right? Like, I'm sure it happens to you. Like, you're a great influence for young women and what they can do that maybe in their world they could be dissuaded, thinking, I'm a girl, I don't do that.
Well, I would like to think that I am a good influence. I'm sure that there's more I could do, but yeah, I think a lot of girls don't want to get in the gym, they don't want to sweat, and they don't want to get a black eye, or they think they have to be a tomboy. I mean, anybody can come to the gym. It doesn't matter if you're male or female, or if you're super girly or not. I mean, I consider myself fairly girly outside of the gym.
You're a girly girl, yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, it's just what I enjoy, but it doesn't really matter. And so I would definitely like to see more girls in there. I think that, like I was saying, for anybody, it's good for confidence. It's good for self-defense. So especially females need that more than men, because we live in a world where male aggression often goes unchecked. So women need to be able to defend themselves. Sure
enough, yeah. So let's talk what's coming up. Well, this is so interesting to me. You may or may not have a fight soon, and this is a reoccurring theme in your life. Your competitors. What do you call it? Your opponents. Your opponents tend to back out.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, hey, that's to me, that's sort of like something to, like, I know it's annoying. It's got to be, right? But at the same time, do you kind of feel like, that's right?
No.
No?
It's more just annoying.
Okay.
I would like to think it's them being scared of me, but it really is just annoying.
Right.
I was really stressed out last week, and then I find out that my fight fell through, and I'm like almost in tears, and I'm like, wait, I can't be a boxer and sitting here crying that my fight fell through. Like, that doesn't make much sense.
Right.
But
well, and is that a thing for being a woman boxing? Is it slim? Is it hard to find?
well, part of the problem is it's part of the boxing game. It's an amateur, so nobody's getting paid.
Yeah.
So it's one person getting matched with one other person, and anything can happen to make that match fall through. So it happens to men as well as women.
Gotcha.
The problem is it's a lot harder to find a match for a woman. So for my fight to fall through means it might be months before I can find another one, whereas for a guy's fight to fall through, which does happen frequently, but he can find another one next week.
Right, I got you. Yeah.
So part of the reason I want to encourage women to get into boxing is just so I have more people to beat up, really.
Right. So there's more people to hit.
I have an ulterior motive to encouraging women to box.
But like you encouraging women and encouraging youth in general, and
I do enjoy beating up youth, yes.
You like to beat up the kids, huh?
It's so much easier.
Right. They're shorter. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, but no. In all seriousness, I'm in the same area, same region that we're talking about, and there are parts that are underprivileged quite a bit, and not just inner city, but what would you call it here? Rural.
Correct.
Right, and so like you were talking about opportunities and just being exposed to new things and values too, and all this great stuff. And you were mentioning adding the letters to your name. I'm going to butcher this because I don't really know the corrects, but are you working on your second master's degree?
I am, yes.
See, that's
in fact, I finished in 3 weeks.
Wow. And what is the lines of study, pray tell?
I really thought you said lions of study, and I got excited because I thought we were talking about lions. But no.
We can. That's next.
Okay, perfect. My current degree that I'm working on is a master's in business analytics.
And what is that?
I will hopefully find out in the next 3 weeks.
Right on. No, I think I can figure it out. Business analytic.
It's basically big data.
Words,
you take big data, you do some statistical stuff, and you hopefully come up with something intelligent to talk about.
And statistics, and I find those very interesting. But we've spoke about this. I think y'all, like statistic people, are ignoring certain aspects of. I'm just going to put it's Murphy's Law. Do you know what I mean? Quirks, things that can just anomalies and things like that. Because statistics can be very rigid, right?
I mean, statistics say whatever you want them to say. That's the cool thing.
Hey, all right.
Yeah.
And what was your first?
It's a master's in information science.
Very cool. Librarian? No?
Correct.
Okay,
yes,
I got it.
Required to be a librarian. Yeah.
I got it. Very cool. Well, let's take a minute and let's hear some music. Welcome back to Spectrum. If you're just joining me tonight, my guest is Bethany Farmer, Bethany the Librarian Farmer, and we just heard Dice of Life by Andre Nicotina. Again, boxing theme. I'm doing good so far. So what about lions?
What about lions?
Yeah.
Well, I've never boxed a lion.
Oh, don't do it.
I guess that would be that pride of lions just ate the poachers over. Yeah.
That happens sometimes. Yeah, that's that's a common occurrence. Poachers get et.
Yeah, exactly. I guess karma.
Right on.
Karma's a bitch.
It is indeed. It is indeed. And no, I was since you mentioned my misspeak in sounding like lions, I was like, oh yeah, that story in the news, man. And I've been wondering. I hope they don't hurt the lion, because like in the Western world, if a lion or any animal hurts someone, they kill it, right? But they don't do that there, right? In a preserve, and those guys were criminal intent.
We're just going to go ahead and say no. That's what I would like to believe, and usually I just tell myself things I want to hear.
Right, because they weren't wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah, right on.
They deserved it.
They did, absolutely, all day. And I hope I don't get hate mail for that from anybody, but yeah, no, they deserved it. So you mentioned, we were talking about Fist of Fire and the gym that you are fighting out of, and Owen Beck. Owen, what the heck, Beck? How did you find that? How did you find Owen? And yeah.
Well, to be honest, was offered a job up here at the library about 2.5 years ago, and I came up here. Well, I guess it was prior to being offered, so I had the interview. So I came up here about 2.5 years ago for my interview. And while I was here, I was like, well, I already know I don't even want this job if there's not a boxing gym. So I found a boxing gym, and it just happened to be Owen, what the heck, Beck's boxing gym, which at that time was in Middlesboro, Kentucky. So I drove over to check it out. That first day, I was too shy to even go in, so I was just like, okay, well, there's a gym, so I'm good. So I went about my day. I got the job. So when I moved up here, one of the first things I did was go to the gym, and I've been there ever since.
Love it. And Owen is a great dude doing great stuff with Fist of Fire.
That was prolific, yeah.
Yeah, man, no doubt, no doubt. And Owen's going to be on the show soon, so everyone listening, tune in and hear from Owen. And more about Fist of Fire, because it's a really cool thing, and I'm going to say super important, because I know everybody listening, we're talking about boxing in a boxing gym and the benefits that kids could have from being exposed to such, and having such an opportunity. But you might be thinking the same as like, well, baseball's out there, all these things, but where we're talking about, there's not a lot of kid-friendly programming going on within the communities. And like I said, a lot of the kids they're far flung hollers, we call them. They're out in the boondocks, and
right.
There's poor there's poor areas, poor cities, and
well, while we're talking about it, I would like to just say, people think of boxing as being violent,
right?
And so parents may not want their kids involved. Girls may not want to get involved. Kids that just don't want to get punched in the face may not want to get involved, and that's understandable, because getting punched in the face is not for everybody. But it's not. It's not violent. The thing we do is controlled. You don't have to fight if you don't want to fight. So you can come out there and just train and get a good workout, learn how to defend yourself, learn how to take care of yourself, learn the sweet science as it is. And then if you want to compete, if you want to fight, then you are trained in how to do that without getting hurt. So
yeah,
it's really not a violent sport. And so if my dad's listening, I hope that you are paying attention. It's not violent. Like anything, it can be dangerous if you go into it and you don't know what you're doing. But that's why you have a coach like Owen Beck, who's not going to just put you out there when you don't know what you're doing.
Right. And when we speak to Owen, we'll go in greater detail to what Fist of Fire does. But Owen's major goal isn't just a gym either, and he's talked with me about tutoring opportunities and helping with programs that already exist with the school systems. and things like that. Like, this is very broad. It's not just about the boxing. And like you say, there's other avenues for that if kids don't want to get hit in the face.
Right, exactly.
Right on. Right on. So tell me something good. What else is going on in your life? Because there's always something interesting with you.
Oh,
Oh,
I mean, we
come
pretty
on.
much summed it up.
No, we didn't. Like, just this last year, you have traveled the world. You've crossed continents and Europe and South America. Like you're always into something interesting.
Well, currently, in all of my free time, which is not much, I am trying to teach myself Spanish, so that once I'm done punching people, I can move to South America and live on a volcano.
Right on the
So,
volcano.
On the volcano, yeah. I want to live on the volcano.
I've seen all those movies, just so you know.
Yeah, they don't usually end well, so let's not talk about the movies. It's going to be different.
Right on, right on. Well, you saw what
but yeah,
happened.
not doing much else besides school right now and boxing.
Gotcha. But no, did you see what happened in Hawaii? And the volcano started spitting out gemstones, and all these people were like so happy. And now I bet you there's even a website where you could buy yourself one. And all I could think of is some movie I saw from the 70s. You know what I mean? Like one of those Sunday morning B movies. And it didn't end well.
Yeah, always watch out for the volcano jewels.
Yeah.
That's my life mantra.
Yeah, no, it should be. I mean, how many volcano jewels movies? And that's probably a subgenre, and they never end truly well.
Well, I do have a piece of lava rock that I brought back from Nicaragua last year, and it's sitting in my apartment.
Very
so
cool. Yeah,
I guess I should be wary.
You climbed a volcano. You were on the edge of a volcano. I saw that.
Multiple volcanoes, yeah, it was pretty cool.
Epic. So no interest in volcanology or, well, yeah, a little hobby maybe?
Oh, yeah, I mean, I'm not really that smart in volcanoes. I just know that they're awesome, so that's really all you need, right?
Yeah, no, volcanoes fall under awesome. You're absolutely right. Yeah, so let's do some promoting, and there is coming up soon, July 14th is Fireworks Boxing, hosted by the Ace Miller Boxing and Fists of Fire, Owen, Beck, and Ray Mercer is coming, and of course Owen will be there, you will be there, and there's going to be, I think right now, 15 fights. And afterwards, this is all in Knoxville, and people can find the info online on their Facebook, Fireworks Boxing. And there's an after party at the Hilton in downtown Knoxville, right?
Yep, that's what I've been told.
Yeah. The press meet and greet and all that good stuff, and people can come and get autographs and meet Owen and meet Ray Mercer, and Tony Tubbs, I think, is coming. And very cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And you.
Yeah, the most important one. I'll be there.
You got to sign something for me.
I'll think about it.
For the wall, I'm definitely getting Ray's autograph. And come to think of it, why don't I have Owen's? I need Owen to write something on something for me for the wall of greatness.
I guess if you show up Saturday night, you can get something signed.
Isn't that see? That's what we're talking about here, folks. Saturday night, Knoxville, Tennessee, and hopefully you have a fight. I want to see you fight.
Yeah, so right now I would just like to put a call out to all females in the 165 weight range. I'd like to punch you on Saturday, so feel free to show up.
Yeah. So we're needing a sanctioned middleweight female boxer.
Correct.
Willing to put the gloves on.
Willing to put the gloves on.
All right. And that's the call, folks. If you're out there and you hear this, find Fist of Fire website or find them on Facebook and get in the ring. Yeah.
This is your opportunity to punch a librarian. Everybody's always wanted to. Now you can.
Hey, you know, there was a mean librarian once in my in my life.
Everybody knows a mean librarian. You could punch her now. Just assume it's me.
Yeah.
Get out there.
Yeah, just see that lady's face or that dude's face, and I got you. And in the end, you are ranked third in the nation Golden Glove amateur boxing in your division, I guess. And these fights, you guys, there's trophies and medals, ranks, right? Like you're fighting up the ranks, even in amateur boxing, right?
Yeah, I mean, these local shows, like the one on Saturday, you're not fighting for a title, so
Yeah.
win or lose, it won't change your ranking. But there are national tournaments where you can go and get ranked.
Yes, yes. And you were at nationals this year, at regional
Yes, I
championships.
got my first loss there, so that's a sore subject. So moving on.
Yeah.
I'm just
Okay.
kidding.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just kidding. I was there and it was a great experience. I did not win, but that's okay because you learn as much from your losses, if not more. So I am ready to take that knowledge into the ring. Hopefully this Saturday, if somebody will come fight me.
Sure.
Otherwise, my next fight, I'll have that experience.
Yeah. I mean, you got to have that, don't you? That has to happen, and it's part of the curve, right? The
Yeah.
learning.
And see, I got my loss out of the way early, so now I'm done losing. I decided I don't like it. Been there, done that, so I'm ready to quit losing and
Right.
get
And
back on the winning streak.
right on. I was gonna say back on the winning streak. Well, let's take a
Mhm.
minute and let's hear some music. Welcome back to Spectrum. If you're just joining me tonight, my guest is Regional Golden Gloves Champion Bethany, the Librarian, farmer, and we just heard, I had to do this, we just heard Flood by Jars of Clay. Yeah, I deviated. I know that's not a boxing song, but I had to do it. I had to do it. I had to do it because we were talking once, and I asked you about records and whatnot, and you had this as a girl, a young lady, right?
That is true. Jars of Clay was the first concert I ever went to, so.
That's what, yeah, so that's it. That's what you were telling me. And I was I think you copped out on me because I was asking about most embarrassing, like what's on your playlist that you play when you know nobody's around to catch you, or something like that from the past that you owned that you wouldn't own up to. And you brought that up, and I was saying, you know what? I had that record, so.
Well, see, part of the problem with that question is I'm just not really embarrassed of any of my tastes because, once again, I'm awesome. So if I listen to it, it has to be cool, right?
It's got to be cool. I got you. And see, I try to see it that way. I mean, I've been owning up. I'm a Barry Manilow fan. I mean, I'll own this all day. I'll turn that stuff on and do the Carlton. Straight up.
I'm not even going to comment on that, so carry on. All I know is you once told me you like princess movies.
Oh! No. Worldwide. No. Yeah, no, I'll own it. You got to own these things. See, that's what we're talking about here. Absolutely. No, I do. I have a thing for princess movies. It came on recently.
There's no reason to be ashamed. I love princess movies. I watched Princess Diaries the other night.
Oh, yeah. No, I'll be watching some princess movies, playing some Barry Manilow. Oh, yeah, that's great, but not really. No, I had to throw
what
the
are some
jar.
other embarrassing things I can say on air?
Oh, I bet. Yeah, no, we should totally find onto other things. Let's talk about your option to go pro.
That is an option.
See how I did that? Got out of there.
That's what you gotta do in boxing. You gotta flip and then come back in.
Right on. Don't do that to me though. Don't come back to the. Oh, anyway, no, don't do it. But no, seriously, you are you're able to go pro. Yeah.
I mean, technically anybody's able to go pro. You get your pro card and bam, you're pro. My goal is to get to the point where I'm a little bit more fluid on my feet, so I'm not taking so many headshots, because once you go pro, the headgear comes off, and I would like to keep a few of my brain cells stashed away from my old age.
Right.
So that is a direction that I am working towards, and I told somebody recently my plan is to train as if I'm going to go pro, and then I'll make that decision when I get there.
Right. Yeah, well, that's the logical. Yeah, that's a good way to look at things, I guess. So it's there because, like, I mean, you say everybody can go pro, but you actually you got to do your time in the leagues,
I mean,
right?
It's not a good idea for everybody to go pro.
Right.
So when I say anybody can, I don't mean anybody should.
I got you. Poor Glass Joe. Like, don't do it.
Right.
I got you. But that is something that's there for you. And I was under the impression like you had like just like you have to sanction to be amateur. That's not just when you say the term amateur, that's not just people walking off the street. You have, like we were talking about, you finding fighters. They have to be sanctioned, don't they?
Well, you have to get a boxing license.
Okay.
Which, it costs $50-$60, whatever the going rate is, through USA Boxing, and then you get your license and you get cleared by a health professional. You just go get a physical. So that's all it takes.
Okay.
You don't have to do anything super special.
Very cool. Okay. Yeah. So that's the option. I don't know. I'd love to see it. I would love to see it.
That is my goal. That is my plan. I'm not going to say without a shadow of a doubt that it's going to happen, because
Right.
I also want to make sure that I'm ready before I take that step. But like I said, I graduate in 3 weeks, the end of July, and at that point I'm going to be able to focus 100% on boxing. And
Cool.
So
Yeah, man.
I'm hoping that, yeah.
That's
So we'll see what
great.
happens.
So no third masters.
Not right now. I was sort of offered a law degree, and I've always wanted a law degree, so in the back of my mind I'm thinking, ooh, I should get that law degree. But then I'm also thinking, well, that means I have to be in school more. So
Yeah, but still, you get the law degree, man. I always need to know lawyers.
oh. So you do want me to get the law degree so I can help you out.
Well, yeah, no, the world needs lawyers. I'll put it that way. Then I'm saying I said that wrong. Like that made me seem deviant or something. No, I'm just saying you always need a lawyer, don't you? I love all the lawyers I know.
Well,
I'm probably the only
that
one, right?
probably.
Yeah. No, but that's
We'll
pretty
see what
cool.
happens.
Yeah, no, but the law degree, that's hard, man. And then the bar, right? Like that's not there's extra years to that. It's not like trying to be a doctor, but there's some extra time, right?
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
wouldn't happen until next year anyway. It's too late to go this year. So I will just buckle down on boxing and see what happens and, see where life takes me. And that's kind of the way I handle my life anyway. I don't make super long-term plans because I want to be flexible and able to take whatever opportunity presents itself.
Yeah.
So right now I'm focusing on boxing and we'll see what happens.
Dig it. Yeah, and that's the way to be, I think. I mean, that's my approach to life, but you are so super responsible. It's so neat. Do you know, like you're what are those words? See, I don't even know words for this, but like, those people that like get up on time. There's so much on your plate all the time. And
Well,
that's
when I have free time, I sink to the lowest level of laziness possible.
do
So in
you
order to not do that, I have to keep myself pretty regimented. So,
That's a good word. See, that's the word I couldn't see. I don't know any of those words. That's how bad it is. I don't even know the words. Um, but no, I always think that's really cool that people can do that, be so focused, and actually accomplish what they're doing. And
well, to be honest, I drink at least 6 cups of coffee a day. So I really
oh
attribute
yeah,
it all to the coffee.
oh yeah, total coffee junkie, and I got a habit now because of you. I just want you
Well,
to know
you're
that.
welcome.
I never drink coffee. My whole life I'm into adulthood, and now I have a weekly habit, and I'm
Well, good.
blaming you totally. I'm
Good.
having coffee
I'll
right
take full
now
credit.
actually.
Well, I already had 3 cups, so I'm taking about an hour break before I get back to it.
See, I'm not there yet. I'm pretty I'm what do you call it? I'm a an amateur. I have a cup a day, but it's a very strong cup of coffee a day because I just got used to that, and I'm trying to learn to make coffee, and that sounds so stupid, but it doesn't come out like it does at the coffee shop, and I'm trying to find my how I like it. Do you know?
Right.
Anyway.
Well, I think that, similar to boxing or anything else you do with life, you just have to just dedicate yourself to it. And I have faith one day you will be able to consume 6 to 12 cups of coffee and make
Oh
it
my
yourself.
God.
So,
Yeah, yeah. No, I make it myself, and I upgraded. I stopped getting the Folgers. Now
okay,
I'm
good, good.
yeah,
I
no,
was going to judge you for
I'm
that.
trying to connoisseur here, and I like today I have this nice Arabic coffee, and um I bought some Marley's coffee. They have their coffee bean farm in Jamaica, the Marley
Hmm.
family. So I've been experimenting, and I don't like sugar. I try to stay away from it. But I think I'm going to end up with a cappuccino machine or something that makes all that cool
Right.
foamy stuff. Anyway,
Hmm.
see, I'm telling you, I'm showing, I'm addicted. I'm hooked. I got a habit. It's your fault too. Totally a bad
Full credit. I'll
influence.
take it.
Well, on that note, we're coming to the end. Let's hear another song, and then we're going to plug everything so people can know what they need to be doing to know what you're doing. Welcome back to Spectrum. If you're just joining me tonight, my guest is Bethany Farmer, and we just heard Am I Wrong? Walk Off the Earth, and that was featuring KRNFX, and that was such a cool song. They kind of mailed it in, and it was on my boxing list until I read the lyrics, and then I realized the lyric was in a box. But anyway,
Cool.
it's there. There it is. But no, we're coming to the end of the show, and as always, let's plug some things, and we kind of have through the show. But July 14th, fireworks boxing, and then afterwards, there is a after party and a meet and greet where people can meet Merciless Ray Mercer, Owen What the Heck Beck, Bethany the Librarian Farmer, and Big Zoe is supposed
Big
to
Zoe
show.
will be there, and I think Tony Tubbs will be there.
Tony Tubbs, yeah. So, and that starts at, I believe, 9 o'clock at the Hilton downtown, and the fights are about 3 o'clock. Yeah.
Do they start at 3?
Well, I think the weigh-ins and all that, and the doctor is, I think doors open at 3. I'll put it that way.
Oh, okay.
Very cool. Anything else? Anything else you want to or have to plug?
Well, I would just say that if anybody wants to actually check out boxing for themselves, they can find Owen, What the Heck Beck on Facebook or Google and just show up at the gym. We're open every day at 5 o'clock.
Right on.
And
Yeah, and any middleweight fighters out there that want to step in the ring with Bethany, she's looking for an opponent.
I am.
Well, thanks for
looking
doing.
hard.
You're what?
I said I'm looking hard.
Looking hard. Thanks for being on the show, and I know you hate doing these things. You're not very. I won't say you're not press friendly. that would be. I don't want to put that out there on you, but you don't like doing these things, do you?
I just like punching people. Honestly, I don't like to go to the gym. I like to punch people, and yeah, the PR thing's not for me. But
Right on. Well, I hope you do this again because I know there's going to be reasons for you to. There's more fights coming. Weren't you? Okay, I don't even know this. Weren't you doing a board of directors for something, or joining a panel?
no.
Does any of that? You don't remember? There was something for it was women or boxing.
I applied to be an ambassador for women's boxing and have not heard back, so I don't know. But I've heard that other people have also not heard back.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I just fell through completely on their end or if they just didn't think I was ambassador material. So
Right. Well, all right, everyone. That has been Spectrum. My guest has been Bethany, the Librarian Farmer. And I love saying that, by the way. And this was the thing that got discussed a lot. Like, what is your name? Boxers have names, They have monikers, right? And that's just got to be yours, doesn't it?
I guess so, especially now that you put it on air.
Well, no, I didn't make it up. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. But I love it personally. I think it's like, one of those things like, how they call the really big mean guy tiny.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think it's something like that, like Librarian, and then like
You know how boxers will go around when they're getting in the ring or at the end of the fight, and they'll go around and stomp in all the corners at the judges.
Right.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like I should go around and shush all the judges.
You should. That should be your thing.
Yeah. It's really hard to do with
That
boxing
should
gloves
be
on,
your
though.
thing.
But
Oh, that's right. See, you can't be shushing. You got a boxing glove on.
yeah.
Yeah, nobody will know what it's like shaking a fist at somebody.
Like, what a weirdo. She's been hit in the head one too many times.
Perfect note. Everyone, this has been Spectrum. If you're just joining me, you missed it all.
I'm just kidding.
I'm just kidding.
Join us here on Spectrum with your host, William S. Tribell. Each week, a different guest will join William for a chat on Spectrum.